Hello and welcome to Maker Monday. My name is Sandy Roberts and I'm the Makerspace coordinator for the Warren County Library System. I'm coming to you every Monday at 2 p.m. online on our Facebook site and now on YouTube to share Makerspace projects that you can do at home. This week, I thought it'd be really fun to make a card for Mother's Day since that's coming up pretty soon. So we have this really fun pull tab card. And the idea is that you've got some motion to it and some movement. So it takes a little bit of engineering and design to make this work. But you've got a tab, and when you pull it open, it reveals a message inside, and it says Happy Mother's Day. This one my eldest daughter Katie made, and she just colored it really beautifully. This one, my daughter Gwen made, and she just kept it plain and put on some little butterflies that she made out of origami. And again, when you pull the tab, Happy Mother's Day. You don't have to do these only for Mother's Day, of course. These make great birthday cards, cards for pretty much any occasion. And they're pretty simple to make. So today, what you need for our supplies, for starters, is the template. Okay, this is a PDF that you can print out. It'll be in the comments. So you'll be able to print that out. And it does have any instructions on there, so it's 2 pages. Now, I suggest that you print this on the thickest paper that you have. If you have just regular copy paper, that'll work. But if you have cardstock, that's a really good option. If you want to, you can just print it out on copy paper and then trace it onto something like construction paper, which is a little thicker. But it helps a little bit when you're constructing this to have a little bit of strength to what you're using. So you're going to want to print out both pieces. Okay, and the first thing you're going to do, you're going to get out your coloring pencils, your crayons, your markers, stickers, and you're going to color this up and make it look really beautiful. Keeping in mind, okay, that this, let's see, this part of the slider, you're going to see this, okay, when the card is closed, and then you're going to see whatever's on the back card when the card is open, when the slider's open. And this is going to be the front of your card, okay? Other things you need today. Obviously, you're going to need a good pair of scissors, okay? I like to use my little paper scissors. If you have a craft knife and you're old enough to use that, you can use that and a mat. Sometimes that can be a little bit easier with some of the little corners here. I will also be putting up a file for those of you that have digital cutters like a Cameo, a Silhouette, or a Cricut. You can cut it using that. The other things you need, just a little bit of stick glue or white glue or transparent tape. That works just fine, but you need something to get everything to stick together. So very simple supplies today. If you aren't able to print out the template, I'm going to give you the measurements so you can make one yourself. It's pretty easy to do. You might want to cut out your template from something like an old cereal box or granola bar box. That way you can just use it and trace it over and over and over again. All right, so now I'll give you a moment to go and get your supplies. I'm going to get started cutting, and we're going to learn how to assemble our pull tab card. Okay, so here we are. We've got our template. You're going to want to cut out on all the solid lines. Okay, you make sure you cut on the solid lines. These dotted lines we're going to fold. Okay, you want to make sure that you cut out this center portion right here. To do that, you just fold it in half, okay, like that, and make a little snip in the center, and then you can cut all around. Cut out that whole section there. On this one, okay, you may notice a very fine gray line, and that shows you where this Happy Mother's Day should line up so that it comes through in your card. Now, if you don't want to do Happy Mother's Day, you can just write your own message right in there, okay, or you can wait until the card is done, open up the slider, write your message, and then put the slider back. Okay, so that's totally fine. This is the actual slider, so you can see it forms like a T, okay? This wider part is going to go towards the back of the card, and this pull is going to go towards this little cutout here, so you have a nice, easy tab to pull. This little piece here, okay, this we're going to make into a loop to hold our heart on. And again, you can use whatever shape you want. If you don't want to use a heart, you can use some other shape. So that's the basic pieces. You're going to cut this all out. Now, if you don't have a printer that you can do this on, let me just go over this real quick. This piece here is basically a 5x7 card. So within the dotted lines here, that's 5x7, 5 inches by 7 inches. So if you cut your front 5 inches by 7 inches, if you don't have the tabs, that's okay. You can use a little bit of tape to tape that on. Or you could just cut a regular rectangle and fold it over. This center portion here, this is 1 inch wide by 5 inches long. So you're going to cut a rectangle that's 5x7. You're going to cut inside there a slit that is 1 inch wide and 5 inches long centered. And of course, if you want to change that placement, you can. Then you can make a couple of little rectangle tabs on the end, or just skip it and just tape it closed. The inside, you can make this 5x7, but I found, especially with heavier papers, you want to make it more like 4 by 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. Give yourself a little extra space. So this back should be just a little bit smaller than the front. And your pull tab, this is 1.5 inches wide. And then the whole thing is just a little over 7 inches. It's about 7.5 inches, so that you have plenty of space to pull. This heart is about 2 inches. Okay, so those are the dimensions. If you can't print this out, you can still make this. All right. I have some pre-cut and ready to go. So that's what I'm going to use. And I did different colors just so that I can help keep everything nice and organized. So the first thing we're going to do is I've got my pieces. I'm going to fold on the dotted lines once I've got it all cut out, and crease it well. I want to press down and crease it really nicely. Okay, so there we go. I've got all of that folded, and you're going to want to, maybe keep the colored bits, the dotted line folded in, okay, so that you don't see it when it's all done. Then I have my slider, okay, right here. My slider I'm going to place right on top of the piece with it laying over that window, okay, with the wide piece away from where the tab comes out, okay. So my wide piece is here, and this is where the actual slider comes out, okay. And then I'm just going to take the back of my card, and again I have a different color so I can see easily, and just place it in there. And you can see it's got a little bit of wiggle room so everything folds together nicely. Now I just get my glue or tape, and I like to start with the back. I find that's the easiest place to start, and that way nothing falls out on me as I'm working. So I'm just going to put a good bit of glue there and press that in. Fold it in really well. Press it really, really well. Okay. And now I'm going to do the front. Again, I don't want anything falling out on me. I'm going to make sure it's kind of squared up. Don't want it all uneven or anything. Plenty of glue. Glue over here. There we go. And fold that in. Again, press it really well. Hold it in place for a moment. Do the same on the other side. Now our little slider can't come out. Okay. And then it's just as easy as doing each, the top and the bottom. So again, same thing, plenty of glue. Get that in there. And just make sure that it sticks down to the back. Press it really well. And again, if you're using tape, just as easy to do. Get some glue on here. And fold it over. And that looks pretty good. Okay, now we come to the front. I got a little bit of glue on the front of my card. No big deal. So I'm going to be pulling my card this way, right? So I have my heart. I want to put my heart as far away from my tab as I can so that it can move as much as possible. To do that, I'm going to make a little loop. So that's this little rectangle here. Now, you can get fancy with this. You can do a little accordion fold or whatever. I usually just take it, make a little circle, and kind of squish it a little bit like that. See? And then I'm going to put some glue right here. Again, I want to use a good bit of glue. And I'm just going to fold that over and hold it in place for a moment because you want that to set really well. So I just stick my fingers in there and kind of hold it in place, press it really, really well, make sure that it's good and attached. Okay? Then I'm just going to put a good bit of glue here, a bit of glue on the other side, and glue that right there onto my card, and then come in with my heart and stick that on. This is kind of the most challenging part, to make sure that everything stays where it should. You want to get some space above the card. You could see how it's above the card, because if you don't, it's going to make it harder to move. So sometimes you can just take like a little, oh, came off on me. I was rushing. So here we go. Just use a pencil, kind of press that down. I didn't put enough glue on here. Really put some glue on there. See? And let's put that on there like that. And again, you could use your pencil. Now ideally you want to let this dry. You could decorate it, make it all beautiful, but here you go. Show you how it works. We just pull on our tab and our little heart floats along. Okay? So when you pull your tab, your heart floats along, and that's where your message would be revealed. Okay? And you could write your own message in there, or you could use the Happy Mother's Day one that I printed out for you. And that's all it takes to make your own pull tab card. Congratulations, you've made your first pull tab card. Yes, I can't wait to see it. Once you get the basic concept down, you can mix it up with different papers, different stickers, different holidays, different events, and really have a lot of fun. For example, here is one I did for birthday, and it's just, I cut it out of colored scrapbook paper to mix it up. I just printed out a little clip art of a car and cut it out. And then I used some stickers to decorate it a little bit. And when you pull the tab, zoom, it says happy birthday. And I just hand wrote that in. After I assembled the card, I just wrote my message in. Okay, and I used a different color behind it, so it kind of popped when it opened. So that's a really easy thing to do. And you could do that for pretty much any holiday for anyone that you know. And you don't have to keep it going sideways, right? You can do it up or down too. So here's one I made if someone's having a bit of a sad day. It's got rain on the front, and I just printed, you know, a graphic off of the computer, or you could use scrapbook paper. And then again, I printed out a little umbrella, and when you pull it down, oh, it's a rainbow. Okay, very easy to do. And you could do it like this if you wanted a rocket shooting up maybe. So you can really play with it and make it all kinds of different things. So, and if you want, you can make this little panel much smaller and actually give it a curve or some jagged edges, and your piece will move along those edges. So experiment with your design, experiment with the engineering, and try different things to see how you can make your card move. All right. I will be back again next Monday at 2 p.m. for Maker Monday, right here at the Warren County Library System Facebook page. We're also adding the videos to YouTube, so make sure you check there too. Next week, we're doing some bubble wrap art. So save the packaging from anything that comes in this week. And we're going to have a lot of fun with that. We're going to get some paint going and make some crazy artwork, okay? If you are interested in a little bit of science, on Fridays at 2 p.m. right here, I have Friday STEAM. This week, we will be learning to make seed bombs. Okay, a little bit of upcycled fun. So come on back for that. It's our last Earth Day project. And then next week for Friday STEAM, we're going to start learning about some really cool inventions that were made right here in New Jersey. So we've got a lot of fun coming up for May. Keep on coming back every week. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, and keep making.